Welcome to Will Forge. Today we will forge, and we're back on YouTube. Adjust my little microphone here, a little better. Okay, so got the stream up just to see. Excellent connection, it says. Good. I haven't done it on YouTube in so long. I'm having to relearn all this stuff. And actually, well, I guess I'll talk about it whenever we get people in here who were here last time, because I wanted to upgrade the stream quality. I wanted to do an upgrade there, but I haven't. I can't figure out a way to do that. It looks like it's capping out at my resolution on OBS. So maybe Streamlabs OBS instead of regular OBS would be able to do that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's all I can do for that for now. It's possible I might need a better graphics card to be able to do it. Oh, hello. Why is that there? That's one of the times I tried to duplicate and it messed up, it looks like. Interesting. I wonder how many of those actually happened. I had tried to copy the flags to all sides. Flags looked great. It turned out great, so I'm going ahead with those. In my opinion, this looks fantastic. Brings a lot of dynamic lighting and shadows to an otherwise very simple rectangular or like squared off base, I think. Let's see. So we do have these now. This one feels like it's almost too bright shining down on it, but we'll see. Okay. So I'm setting up the objective markers as I was doing last. I was putting in King of the Hill zones, but then I was like, okay, we have Stronghold, and just generic capture the, King of the Hill zones. And now I'm wondering, what do we need to do here? Like, what is it? Is it supposed to be King of the Hill zones are supposed to be? Oh, I need to go. Let's see. I'm gonna go grab. Hold on. Let's see. Share stream. Where do I hit my share stream button? I'm still trying to remember how all this works. Is this it? Oh, share. There it is. Found it. Copy. Close. Share it to Twitter. Today I switched back to YouTube for my streaming. The old, no, just Twitter. Just, what do you call it? Twitch. Twitch has apparently had a bad update. Come join me as we finish. Waterworks off. Finish 1-to-1 Waterworks off. It's technically still have that globe version in the future. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, we've got this regular King of the Hill zones, and I don't know. Okay, so strongholds, I believe stronghold is. Let's see. Let me refresh my memory. Because I need to see the Halo Infinite game modes as a list. Okay. Game modes, mode editor, map publisher. No. Where is it? No, this doesn't have anything for it. Thanks. Halo Waypoint, that's not what I want. Multiplayer modes. Here we go. A wiki guide. So they've got okay, so total control and strongholds. Strongholds, I believe, is the 4v4 version. This Halo Infinite Multiplayer Strongholds guide contains all the information you need to excel in Strongholds game mode. Quick play, yeah, quick play and ranked. That's what I thought. And then you go in here. Total control is the is the version from yeah. Okay, cool. So all I need to do for that is I actually delete these, the Strongholds versions, because this is Strongholds doesn't exist for Waterworks. It's a big team battle map, which gets me 6 game objects, so that's cool. And I find places to put these, which I have prefabbed them so that they so I can move them together as a group, and even tell it to go down to the ground, and it will snap to the ground. Put one here. Hadn't adjusted its scale or anything yet, but that wouldn't be terrible to snap to. There we go. And then now we've got let's see. I'm coming live so late. Like, I woke up late, and then on top of that, I'm late to go live because of the whole thing. I wonder if I shouldn't box. Here we go. I shouldn't go mess. I think usually Aaron will put a post into Duquesne's, but he said I have to do automatically. But I don't know if that's automatic. Will work with my YouTube channel, or if it only worked with Discord, so we will see. Now that it's centered, I can actually drag it over and center it by hand. I think that the best bet, like to center by hand left to right here. It's centered in the platform, but it's not centered this way, which I think would be best to have just faint amount of those corners. No, that's not what I wanted to do. What did it just do? Why won't it let me? Okay. Now I gotta go back to the middle. Where did it snap? Oh, jeez. This is the problem, though. There's an inconsistency in how often it actually snaps these things. And now it's just changing the scale. What in the world? That's pretty infuriating, to be honest. Okay. If I put them back into a prefab, will it work? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I need. And then take them back out of the prefab, and now I'm just going to turn off snapping. No, not change that. Turn off snapping. There we go. Okay, this should work. Now I can drag it over and line it up in the middle here. And then I think I'm going to widen this just a bit to have it be out like this. Now, essentially I wanted to have, you've got this, you know, you've got the width of this, and then you can kind of come over here and hide behind just the very corner, which means if you're going to hide from people over there, you either back up, or if you really want to be over here, you have to hide behind this so they know exactly where you are. So so there's a little bit of a trade-off. King of the Hill, you need to have your hills be a little bit exposed so that they, the players have to find a way to challenge themselves and create a, like a, you know, as they say, a story. That's what, oh, I didn't prefab. I prefabbed all these, so I need to break them out. Look at the Capture Zone 3, yeah. I think this is the next one that needs to be placed. That would be over here. Here we go. 343, Max Hoberman and others always describe it as ensuring that you create a story. For the map, where you know how, like where you have like people exploring out and doing certain things and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that's what we're going off of here. Not just them specifically; it's a an industry map design term, but yeah. Let's see. So we're going to expand this over here. Hopefully, I can get back to the number of viewers that I had before, where I was getting before I switched to Twitch. Let's see. And hopefully my Twitch viewers come over here. Because Twitch is giving me trouble. Okay, so this side's going to be a little bit more tight. I need to turn off magnets. Either the area needs to be smaller, or or we have to change that sort of design philosophy. We're going to make it to where we might need to make it where there's more area included, which is not what I would like to do. I don't want things that are like horribly imbalanced, because the reason they become imbalanced is because of this rock over here only prevents that base from seeing it. So people spawning over there are going to, but it's King of the Hill. It's not going to have those spawn zones anymore. So because in Halo Infinite they don't do that. Oops. I want to do this. Here we go. Bring this back in. It won't be. In other words, what I'm trying to say is it won't be a big deal because the players won't be spawning at one base or the other. They're going to be spawning near where their allies are. Because Halo Infinite, they don't put spawn zones that apply to every single map. You know, every single match. They only do, like, even the official maps just do Capture the Flag. They do spawn zones, but they only have those spawn zones appear during Capture the Flag. Which, speaking of, I do need to put those in, so I might as well grab that real quick. What is that? Gameplay. It's 15 players spawning. Back up. Let's see. Respawn. Spawn volume. Respawn. So this is going to be, typically, like I said, they will appear during where's just include or just invalid entry. What are these? How do you just do, instead of exclude, I want to, here we go. No. Wow, you can do everything. Every single map can have, I mean every single object can have almost every single you know, type of thing here, it looks like. Let's see, include capture flag 1, capture flag neutral, capture flag multi. That's what we want. Or do I just want to include capture the flag? That's probably for the best, because even if you don't have teams, then it won't matter, but whether you have single flag or multi-flag, you still need to have your one flag return point, so that's gonna be that. And then we're gonna make the size. We're actually just going to go, no, 250 is not enough. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. But 400 might be close to enough. Let's see. I believe that the respawn area in the original, in Halo 2, isn't actually that large. Isn't all that large. It's kind of just envelops your base. I'm going to envelop the side of the base, though, because I don't want you to we don't want you appearing outside the level and falling to your death. So we might have to change up a little. You always have to change up a little bit how spawning works in Infinite. From what I understand, it's a little bit more of a challenge there, because there's a lot of people who found out the hard way after they made their maps that you will spawn outside the map and fall to your death, like players will. And that's not what we want. We're going to go to 100 height, and the bottom is going to go to 50 bottom, so that I can make it go into the ground and not have to worry about losing my piece. And let's see, my little indicator. Guess we'll go to 1,000, 1,000. What? Nope, it dropped to 0. Here we go. All right, there we go. Now we can drag this out here. I don't want to include the middle of the map. I'm doing this like they did in Halo Reach, by the way. I'm using the mental sort of styling of Halo Reach's way they overlap things. They did was they actually did this. Do they have a negative respawn zone, like to remove the weight? I wonder. Or do they have the ability to, let me see, spawning order, despawn timer, no. Spawn volume, weight, yes! Look at that. Disable spawn points off, affects opposing team off, affects initial spawns off. That's cool. Wait, affects initial spawns means that you could theoretically put all neutral spawns everywhere, and then affect your initial spawns for your team for your side of the map. That's actually really cool. Okay. Let's see. I'm just adding something to chat because we're about to get started, but we've already started, so I wanted to put something new in there. Okay, so affects initial spawns is really cool, but anyway, wait. This is the really cool thing. Influences the chances of the designated team to use the spawn points inside the volume in a positive or negative way. Neutral team for all. So the weird thing is that I don't know how much weight player eyes are. The cone, the sight cone, that has a specific weight, and they don't tell you. I feel like that should be there. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to figure that out, but let's see, where's team? I must have missed it. Where's the thing that tells you which team it is? Team, there it is, neutral. Team Eagle. What is this, blue base or red base? This is red base, so Cobra. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Oh, you know what else? I need to include it in CTF and include it in stockpile, don't I? Let me get that out of that little stalagmite. I'm gonna need to include this in stockpile, aren't I? Ooh. That's okay. Sorry, just lining that back up to a better spot. Okay, so now I know that it's going to be basically right next to the stalagmite. It'll be really easy to plop it down on the other side of the map for the copy. Let's see. Include. Okay, cool. There's a drop-down menu. Let's do that instead. Invalid entry is really weird that they have all those. I wonder if that's for, you know, what do you call it? Infection and things like that. If they already had that in here, you know. Let's see, stockpile, include for stockpile. There we go. Oh, they have include for strongholds. That's different from King of the Hill. Wait, what about the why are there two? Wait, okay, hold on. Where do they not have? Okay, so they don't have so I guess Big Team Battle is just King of the Hill. It's just called King of the Hill. Because I don't see what the one that they named it that. I don't remember. It was like Land Grab or something, but I don't see it. So yeah, it's just include for stockpile. Okay, cool. And like I kept saying on the other, you know, and I've been saying on the stream before, is that the I believe that stockpile is going to be really fun on this map. I think it's actually going to be one of the better modes on this map because of the because it's going to improve the map. It's going to force forward momentum on the map for all players, and not really with a much weaker sort of base defense. Like in Capture the Flag, you really need to defend your base, but you don't really need to so much in in stockpile. So it's going to I think it's going to do that, and it's going to make it to where people move out of their base and stop, and not so they don't camp inside their base, which is what is the main issue with Waterworks. Disable spawn point. Yeah, so I don't know what to put this weight at. I mean, in Halo Reach, you put it at 1,000 because the cone was, I forget what its weight was. It was like 10 or something like that, the sight cone. But if you had, like, they added up, so if you had 2 or 3 different you know, enemies looking at the same area, it would get up to 30. And like, yeah, I don't know, hard to say. Turn it around. Did it not just turn around? Okay, weird. it looks... Okay, there we go. Now it actually turned around. Oh, I see. It's because it's got an angle to its base. I didn't realize that. Height doesn't really matter, because as long as it's enveloped in the thing, that's all that matters. Now, make sure it doesn't envelop any respawn points that we don't want. And that should be right. And then we change this one from Cobra to Eagle. Respawn enabled off. Wait, what? No. On. Oh no, this is respawning of this object. This is the spawn volume options. Okay, yeah, never mind. Almost got confused there. Okay, so now we've got it set up for both stockpile and CTF and enveloping both bases, and we've got an unknown weight value. So hopefully this works. If I have to adjust the weight values up, I didn't think about that whenever I was looking at them in Argyle. So I'll have to probably boot up Argyle and see if they adjusted the weight significantly higher. Here's a question that I will probably use this thing to experiment with really quick. About the weight, can it go negative? Yep, there you go. That's fantastic. So what I can do is, I can select it, put one in the middle. This is some proper respawn design. And then you go with your upper part, bottom, we'll go with, we'll just go 300 and top 300 because that should envelop the entire base in the center. Yeah, that's definitely the whole building. Okay. And then we don't want 1,000 in length. Yes. This one, though, needs to be more like 300. Yeah, there we go. And then what we will do is we will say, okay, -8. This would be for both teams, neutral. And it will, of course, only appear in CTF and stockpile. So what that means is, that basically, if you try to respawn near an ally, if you wouldn't respawn near an ally, well, we can go a little bit thinner. We'll go into just the base in the middle. We're gonna go 200 instead of 300, which will free up, I believe, not quite this spawn point. Okay, we want to go a little bit thinner then. So I think that's maybe 100. Actually, yeah, 100 looks great. It's just the center. Okay, so whenever you basically, if you're an ally and you're running up along this bridge and you get into this area, there are a bunch of spawn points in here on the ground, and this area will be slightly less likely to spawn an ally than your base. So if your base is being overrun by enemies, tons of cyclones over there, you'll respawn in here. Now I'm going to make another one over here at each base, duplicate the base, each of the base ones, and then right on top of each other, and then make it a negative value that exceeds, that's more like -50. Maybe negative, oh, I had them selected anyway because I duplicated them, so now I gotta go reselect them. If you go in here and you want to go this, and we're gonna switch them, we're gonna switch their positions. Or switch their team values. So we're gonna go to -8 is what we did in the middle. Let's go to -16. So that you don't spawn at your enemy's base. Unless, like, your team is, like surrounding. There's a spawn point, you know what I mean? Let's see. Cobra, because that's got to be for these guys. And then this one wants to be Eagle. Okay, so that's kind of how Halo Reach would have done it. They also would have put another one of these right on top of the main area, like they like this, like put like Another one over here. Got a 45-degree snap angle. If you scale it, I think it scales the box, right? Let me pick a direction that's more visible. Yeah, it does. Okay. I thought so. It's kind of cool that they did that. Did it get rotated? Yeah, there we go. Don't know how that got rotated, but yeah. Must have hit a direction. Okay. So if you do this, well, we want to get just outside the base too, so we'll go a little bit wider. These little spawn points should be included. And what this is going to do is, this is an additional +8 to these spawn points. That will, you know, the original, the main base one. Okay, I'm just going to change this value. It doesn't need to be... Oh, apparently I'm making it larger? I don't know. That direction I thought would shrink it, but I was apparently making it larger the whole time. Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. Alright, so we need to... We'll probably drag it into here. And up here. Into the little hallway so I can still find it if I need to. And that way we can stretch it a little more. Here we go. There we go. And then widen it out a bit. I can actually move it a little bit more this way. There we go. That should envelop all of the spawn points immediately inside of, inside of and immediately around the base. Don't believe I missed any. Okay. So, that's cool. We've got that, and if we leave it, once again, Team 2, and weight is 800, then what that means is basically, 8, is that will add 6, it'll turn this to 16. Like the other one is 8, and it envelops these spawn points. This one is 8, and it envelops these spawn points. So these spawn points will have +16. So you're significantly more likely to spawn at this base if you're, you know, inside the base or around or immediately around the base. If you are, you know, that team. If you belong to that team. So now we're going to go in here and position this inside the ramp. Hey, buddy. You want to... Okay. But you gotta eat it at the dining room table. Here we go. Okay. Put the clip right here. And you can keep it. There you go. Go eat the dining room table, though, okay? Yep. Okay, so switch teams to Eagle. Just because it doesn't really need to rotate around, because the field is the field. But I'm rotating it anyway because, just because. No real reason why, just because. Okay, here we go. So we adjust out this way. Yeah, I think I must have. This one must be raised up a little higher than the other one because I won't be visible. It'll be in the ceiling if I don't lower it down. And the other one was visible on the slope inside there. Okay, so that envelops all those spawn points, and now we have 2 bases set up. Did I change it? Yeah, change it to Eagle. Good. All right. So if enemies are inside your base, I am hoping that the sight cones will reduce the percentage chance, like the weight of your spawn points around 8 or 10, since they defaulted the spawn points to 8. And that means that if you go inside this base, let me make sure that I did the one that's positive, yes. If you go in, basically you'll almost certainly respawn inside your base. If people are in your base, then there will be the threat area and sight cone. And so you'll respawn outside your base, and you'll most likely spawn on this side of the map. And then if that, barring all else, like if all of these are somehow overwhelmed, then you'll respawn inside the center part of the map of the the central structure, and or inside of one of these side caves. And if those are somehow, if all of the above is somehow messed up, you'll spawn over here, and hopefully by creating this hierarchy order of respawn zones, we will avoid anyone spawning outside the map and falling to their death. But that being said, we can also... Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think it would be a good idea to grab one of these. No, wait, not that one. The big one. Yeah. Okay, so this is how we're going to 100% avoid people spawning outside the map and falling to their death. We are going to make giant cubes, and we're going to say disable spawn points on, affects opposing team on, switch it to neutral, affects initial spawns on. We're just going to do it for everything, and we're going to hit weight. We're going to go to the lowest negative value we can. We'll go to negative 2,000 and see if that even... Oh, 2,900 apparently, so type it. Negative 280 is the lowest you can go. So they must not go into the 1,000 range like Halo Reach. I don't remember how Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary, how much their range was, but I think it also ranged into the 1,000 weight range. And then I never played... I guess because there's 0.00 there. In a way, they have 1,028. Because you could theoretically, let's see, 120.50. Yeah, you can go into, fractions. So, yeah, 1,208. No, wait. No, that would be 12,800. So, I guess it is like Reach. It's just that they don't call it that. So, we're going to go bottom. We're going to go to 5,000 and see how high it'll go. 500 is the maximum? What? Oh wait, I'm dumb. I only hit the 0 twice. That was dumb. It looks like 1,250 is the maximum. We'll just go 9s. Give it some 9s. There, now we got a really big cube. And we don't want to go outside the bounds, please. And that's apparently more than enough to envelop the entire map. And we're gonna move it over, and we're not going to. We're gonna clip into the wall a little bit, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't actually come into the map. I mean, we can clip in a little bit because it's just gonna shut off the respawn points that are inside of the square, and there are no respawn points up there. So we can see that the you're not allowed to respawn inside this box. And now we can just make a couple of these to ensure that, are circles larger in this one? I think they were in... I'll duplicate it before I experiment with that. Get a cylinder, they were larger in previous Halo games. The circle was able to go way larger than the square. And it appears to be the case. Because now we're like right next to it, but way inside the map. That's good because that means it'll take up less, it'll envelop more of the map. Will I be able to rewatch the stream because I'm having issues with my map spawns as well? Yes, you will actually. You'll be able to rewatch. It should still be live. I'm gonna leave it live on my channel, and I have a playlist called. You can either just go to my live streams and just hit the newest one because until tomorrow, whenever I make another one, it'll become the newest one. But or you can check my. I have a playlist called just Forge Maps that you can go into. I'm mostly just doing respawn zones right now. I already placed all the respawn points, which that's pretty straightforward, so I'm sure that's not the part you're having trouble with. And these little initial spawn points, I went with the basic ones because this is a Halo 2 remake map, and so I went ahead and did that. But you probably will have most of the every new map I make is going to have the team line up in the camera and all that stuff. So, but basically it's the same stuff. But today, yeah, this whole stream has all been about the respawn zones today. And so, yeah, if you need help with that, that's definitely something that this stream will help with. That this particular episode will help with. I'm gonna try to sort of center this to that corner, and then move it closer to the map and see if this is inside, because this cube is huge. This rock is gigantic, so it's definitely going to take a lot to get through and into the map. There we go. There is a respawn point right there, so I can't go too far into the map on that side. But there we go. That should work. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end up. Let's see. I'm going to copy this one and make the other side over here. And I haven't tested this, by the way, so this is me doing what makes sense to me from Halo Reach's respawn system. And I did a little bit of Halo 2 Anniversary, but I've kind of forgotten the specifics. Do you have any advice on how to get Nav-mesh to generate when it won't and crashes Forge instead? I haven't done the Nav-mesh yet, so as far as I'm aware, my map might do that. So I have no idea yet. That's definitely going to be a learning curve at the end of all this. What I'm going to do is make a separate version of Waterworks with some updates. This one's 1-to-1. So whenever I get to that part where I guess I got to talk to Max Hoberman about it, which was really cool on Twitter, and he and we were discussing about if what the shortcomings of Waterworks were back in the day, and I've made some adjustments. Anyway, the point is that this one is 1-to-1. There's no adjustments at all. I'm trying to make it as close to the original as possible. Then I'm going to use this one as a template to start the next one. And so because of that, Nav-mesh creates dirty data, so I haven't even tried it yet on this map because I'm going to finish the 1-to-1 up until that is the last step, save it off, make a copy of the map, and then create the Nav-mesh in my final version. I just know that from what everyone else is saying, I know that apparently the best thing to do is to save Nav-mesh for last, which unfortunately is not what most people did because they really wanted to experiment with the new stuff. And I 100% understand that, and I got sort of lucky because this is how I was going to do mine anyway. Nice, like evolved maps. Exactly. It's going to be like a double, or like two different variations of the same map. And I'm hoping, my hope is that this will be good enough, or one of them will be good enough to end up in a matchmaking playlist. That's my main goal, is to make something so good that they're like, yeah, this has got to be in a playlist. Whether that's this one in like a classic Halo 2 era like playlist that just sort of, says, just basically it's all the old maps or something like that, or if that's actually in the actually in a playlist, it's like a new playlist. You know what I mean? That's the goal. Yeah. But yeah, this is basically what I'm doing to see if I can solve these problems. I don't know if it's gonna matter if I leave this area open. You can kind of see here that this box at its maximum scale doesn't quite go to the edge of the map. So it's possible you might respawn out here and fall to your death. But I don't know. I'm also gonna put one down here below the map and one above the map as well, because if you spawn in above the map then fall onto the map rocks, that's not very helpful either. And that one can just be a huge circle that just sort of comes down through the ceiling and everything. It won't be a problem. Hello! Yes, I am back on here. We're back to YouTube. And yeah, it's working out so far. I did have to relearn how to do it, but yeah. It was like, I don't know, it was just like, it took me like 30 minutes to set up the stream, even though it really shouldn't have, at least. And then of course I was late to wake up. Because, yeah. She said our newborn baby is just suddenly having all these gassiness problems, like burps and, stomach problems in the middle of the night, so it's causing a whole bunch of confusion, a whole bunch of problems with that. Okay, so this is where I'm going to just select all these and duplicate them. And let's see, yeah, Twitch is horrendous on Xbox now. Yeah. And I appreciate the heads up for that. Because that's, I would not have known that. I'm not the one, I don't pretty much ever comment on Twitch because I'm a lurker. Why are these boxes so weird? I think that somehow the rotation broke these. Like rotated them in a weird angle and did not. Okay, we're just gonna delete it. What? Uh-oh. Which one's it delete? Oh, crashed. Look at that. Oh shoot, when was the last time I saved? Jesus. Bought 4 things today. What'd you get? I have lost connection to the server. It crashed. And it's just loading the map right back up? Interesting. That doesn't seem right. I'm gonna see if that percentage changes at all or not, but I don't remember pressing the A button. Yeah, no, actually that's what it does whenever you don't have connection to the server. My internet didn't fail, so I don't know why I lost connection to the server. I don't remember when the last time I saved it either, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah. So, we might be doing all of that all over again, which means 2 examples of how to do this. And this is all, like I said, all about like how I did it, how it was done in Halo Reach. So, if anything's wrong about how to do it, if there's a better way to do it in Infinite, or if there's or if they've changed anything and this doesn't work, then we'll find out whenever I playtest it. But it's like impossible to playtest until you have players in there, because ooh, God of War Ragnarok for 29. I almost said euros again, but it's pounds. Then Darksiders triple pack for £7. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Those are the ones we were talking about before. Yeah. You tell me if Darksiders is as good as it always looked, because I always wanted to play it, and I think I own one of them. I just haven't touched it because I just play Halo all the time. And if I'm not playing Halo, I'm playing Medieval 2 Total War or Shogun 2 Total War, because I haven't bought any of the newer ones yet, or even Rome 1 Total War, like the original Rome Total War. Because Medieval 2 Total War, in my opinion, I've played a bunch of the newer ones, and Medieval 2 Total War is just the best balance of gameplay, in my opinion. I like it more. But I haven't played all of the new ones, so I could be wrong. Darksiders 2 looks the best out of the 3. Yeah, I remember Darksiders 2 being a huge deal whenever it came out, so it probably is the best out of the 3. Remember, Darksiders 1 was huge and new and big splash, and then after, you know, it established the series, I remember Darksiders 2 being a huge release, and then Darksiders 3 being pretty big, but not like, you know, basically there was like 3 different articles in 3 different Game Informer magazines for Darksiders 2, and then for which is what you do for like Halo 3. What just happened? Did it just fail to load my map? What? I wasn't watching. I was looking at chat. And then I look back down and it's... I don't know what just happened. Was I not paying attention and didn't even go? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully this... Oh, you know what it might be doing? If it's booting me out of the map and coming back into the menu, that means it's probably creating a backup version of the map in the crash log. Like because of the crash. Which is... Yeah. It's normal, it's cool, and it's useful, but it takes like 10 minutes, so it's not very useful for streamers. So if this is the case, if it boots me back out of the map again, we will play a match of Halo on stream, which I like. I did that during the initial... also tell your wife thanks for making God of War very epic and sick. Yes, I will do that. £7 for all games and DLC can't go wrong. Exactly. Yeah, it keeps on. There's this problem with the dedicated server. Yeah, it's... I think it's... Let me see if it's already generated it. Version history. Yeah, it's not in here yet. But basically right above this will end up being a... in a little bit. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes. In my experience, 10 minutes. And basically right above this there will be a little, you know, backup that will be generated, and I'm sure there are backups if I go back far enough. There's at least one other one, unless it's been deleted since it's been more than 30 days. Jesus, I made a lot of saves. And this is all just till January. Here you go, auto-saved. That's an example of one right there. Saved by the server, and not me. And there's another one, auto-saved. So yeah, it might take like 10 minutes to get that up and running. So let's just play a match. Or this is a Forge stream. We could either play a match, or we could go into Argyle and be sort of responsible and check the weight that they have theirs set to for their spawn zones, and stuff like that. But yeah, I will relay that message to my wife. By the way, she might even be watching right now from the bedroom, but I don't know. She sometimes comes in and lurks, but most of the time she's not watching. Like almost never. She finds it weird to hear my voice over, you know, a video, especially streamed. So, like, you know, a home video is one thing, but not like this. God of War, yeah, not like this. God of War had 3 copies left and was too good of a deal to pass up. Yeah. So, oh, you got a physical copy too? I've officially decided I'm going back to like 100% physical copies at this point. I'm tired of like that was that thing I was talking about yesterday about the yeah. Your laptop's missing? Oh, it's in Mommy and Daddy's room because it's actually Mommy's laptop. Yeah. Go see Mommy in the bedroom. She might be able to set you up. Probably not in here though. She'll probably set you up in our bedroom. Does that sound good? Yeah. So basically, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I was in the middle of saying something. Yeah, 29 for the disc, second hand. That's great. Yeah, exactly. That's a great deal. That's what I was saying. Was that yeah, after the Nintendo stuff, I'm officially going back to buying the hard copies. I mean, it makes sense anyway. You can resell them separate from a console. It's like if you try to resell a console that has a bunch of digital downloads on it. First off, they come with your profile these days, so it's not going to stay on the console. And then secondly, even if you do sell your profile to them with it, their weight is 0 here. Spawn volume, respawn 2. Weight is set to 0. Set to Eagle Team. Okay. Oh wait, here we go. This is probably the main one. What's this? Weight is -4, team neutral. So you almost never respawn back here? Is that what it's saying? On team mode? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, I get digital if it's on like a deep sale. Yeah, that's true. A really big sale, or like Steam sales I do all the time. This is, oh, I see what they're doing. This, oh wait, no, this isn't it. This is a name location volume, which I haven't set any of those for my map, and that's going to be interesting. You guys can help me name the areas of Waterworks. I know what, I mean, I'd probably be coming up with new names for them because we didn't really call out areas of the map by name whenever I was younger. Whenever we play by, you know, just 4 players, split screen, which is mostly what we did back in Halo 2 because I didn't always have Xbox Live. And back then it was, you know, I didn't yell out, you know, oh man, I see you over there at that, because, you know, you really only call out locations if it's a team. And if you're in couch co-op, you don't want to call out where you are either, because your enemy's going to hear you too. So we never really called out areas of the base, west basement. See, like that, like the names are, yeah. I just realized something. Wait, how do you name those? Are they like you have to pick from a selection of strings? Okay, I'm about to read I see your comment. I'm about to read it. I just want to see really quick. Yeah, okay, darn. Yeah, okay, so we pick from strings. Never mind. I thought we were going to be able to like come up with our own names. That's kind of lame. What is this one? Is this also a name? Yeah. Okay, so the respawn area has 0 modifier. And this is probably like a west tower. That's so weird. That's super weird to me. Okay. I don't know why they have it set to 0, but this is their spawn volume for each team. And its weight is set to 0. Oh, I see. Disabled oh, that's what they're doing. They straight up disabled the spawn points for the opposing team over here. Affects opposing team on. Disable spawn points on. I see. Team 2 Cobra. Wait, that seems a little odd though. Why do they have 2 spawn points inside each other? Oh, this one must be neutral. This is not teamed, is it? Yeah, team neutral. Okay, I'm about to check your thing. Just a second. Just a second. I know I'm missing some chats. Cobra. And then this one is Cobra. Okay, so I see. So you want to... I understand now. The effects opposing team thing is so that you can leave it labeled for the same side of your map as the correct side, so you never accidentally mess that up and change it. And then you change effects opposing team instead of basically this one, so that you can have all of your spawn points on your Cobra side. Everything on your Cobra side, it says Cobra team, and everything on your Eagle side says Eagle team. And then all you gotta do is flip this little opposing team switch toggle. Now I understand. Okay, so I do need to adjust what I created. And I need to read y'all's comments. Let's see. I get digital if it's on like a deep sale, yes. Physical if it's brand new or is cheaper than digital copy. That's true. You can also resell them. Like I think I was halfway getting through saying that you can resell a console that has a bunch of digital downloads, but people only ever add like $1, $5 at most for each game that's on there, as far as like how they appraise the value of the console. But if you resell the actual like cartridges, some of them will go for more than they were day one, you know what I mean? So, like, well, I say cartridges because I was talking about Nintendo's, problems earlier. Hold on, those items are different names. I've noticed that in 343 maps. Weird. Yeah, no, I did notice that. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say that too. For some reason, like spawn volume, respawn, in here, it's fairly regular. You can input custom names. Yes, you can. But the weird thing is that some of these are not called... I don't think it's on this map. These seem to be normal. No, it is weird. This one. Okay, look. This is an example of it. This spawn section, this team lineup, is called Tiling Yellow Caution. So they renamed it like this strip right here. No, that says Metal Beam. This caution tape is named Metal Beam. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's like they had a bug while they were making this map, which they said these maps took like 6 months to make. Which means before Forge launched, they were still working on this. And at that time, there must have been a bug that at some point in the development of it, there must have been a bug that scrambled the names of all the objects that are on the map, like moved... Or all of the strings for the names of the objects get like shifted by like a value or something like that, like by like 1 or like if every single one of the names has a number associated with it, like putting it into an Excel document, you know what I mean? And then those numbers all shifted, but your map is already made and those numbers are already set for your map, then it'll shift the names of all of your names, of all of your game objects. And so that might have happened. At some point in development, they either had to increase the number of names for objects they could create, and so they had to add numbers, and that caused a shift in those numbers, or just a straight up, like, something got messed up in the database, and they had to redo it, and they didn't have those numbers saved off anywhere else, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like some kind of weird bug like that. Or maybe some kind of bug where this name was causing the game to crash whenever it came up. But yeah, anyway, yes, you can rename stuff, but basically... That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying is that I think that, like Aaron was saying, but the thing is that I think that these tiling yellow caution for a spawn point doesn't make any sense. No one would have actively done that. It's got to be a bug. It's got to be really weird. And I don't know what it is, but I don't know what specifically it was, but I'm assuming it was a big bug, like a major bug that just like wrecked it somehow. But yeah. So we've learned some things about spawn areas in here, and we've learned how they do it. They're literally leaving the respawn system to do its thing as normal, except that this volume here, which is this big blue area, and goes all the way to the center of the map, straight up just shuts off the opposing team's respawn, so that the opposing team will never spawn on this side of the map, and they're doing it specifically in Capture the Flag. They don't have stockpile on this map because it's a 4v4, so that's understandable that they don't have stockpile in there as well. But I'm going to put Capture the Flag and stockpile. But yeah, I hope the properties of each item is real though. It happened on Unique's map a few weeks ago. Oh wait, really? It'll just shift names? Was that one of Unique's maps that he was working on before the update? Oh wait, he had to like translate those with a bot to the new version of the Forge, so that wouldn't matter. Okay, I wonder what the bug is then. I wonder if it's going to happen on mine. I also wonder if it has something to do with some of the, like if there's a specific object that causes all of your map objects to shift in their naming or something like that. But you're right, you're saying that I hope the properties of each item is real though. Yeah, like these, like what I was looking at with these on. They said to use Argyle and Detachment as examples for these things, for how to do stuff. So I hope it is. I also come in here and see all of these audio objects, and I'm like, holy crap. The weird thing is I don't know how to tell how close you have to be before you can hear it, or if it literally makes it at a certain volume. Can you change the volume? Abandoned / distributed? Oh, that's decent. Friendly sounds, category wind, sound, lonely gusts. Enemy sounds, wind, lonely gusts. And then you can do team neutral. I don't see anything here for like volume. Probably because they don't want to blow out people's speakers whenever someone makes a bad map. Because some preteen kid is gonna come in here and make something that just screams the sounds at you just because he thinks it's funny. And it'll probably be a he, because that's generally a guy thing to troll with. But yeah, no, not 100%, but generally. Wind, lonely gusts, yeah, it looks like they just set the thing and assume you have to get into it. So what happened with Unique's map? You're saying it happened on a Unique map, and I also am going to sort of time your response in a way just to see if I can see how much ping I have, like delay between chat and message, not actually like a hard timer. Obviously, I'm not trying to be like, all right, come on, reply. No, but yeah, I'm just wondering how much of a delay I actually have. I'm also studying their cameras. Their cameras are really interesting, and now I know how to do it. If I can find them. Let's see, I saw one, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go to that one. So this camera here is probably an initial camera. Neutral, fixed. I have no idea what's going on with this camera. This is not an initial camera. I don't know what that camera's for. Is that for the screenshot of the map? Is the screenshot of the map like this? No, it's looking at a wall. What is this camera for? Okay. I was expecting it to pan to another camera, but I don't see the second camera anywhere. So I'm thinking that camera was actually a camera they placed during development, and they don't actually need it. And that's not supposed to be an actual camera. So I gotta find the actual cameras to show how they pan really quick. Yeah, since the bot made Guardian, it renamed some items. Oh, okay, I see. Huh. I wonder why these items are all renamed then. Do you think that they, do you think that secretly the person who did Unique make the bot? I don't think so, right? Someone else made it and gave it and supplied it to him? Do you think that secretly the bot was made by 343 Industries and they were like, listen, this is something we had to use during our development to update our maps to the newest version of the game of Forge, so you should use that. You can use this too, and like sent it to him. Basically, like someone leaked it to him so that he could finish it. I didn't see these. These might be spawn zones. Yeah, these look like spawn zones. Look at this. Okay, included in Slayer and Capture the Flag. What does this say? Spawn volume, -8, off. And it's just for this area. Okay, so they made it to where you're less likely to spawn. Okay, and that's understandable with this particular map. This area is kind of a kill box. Specifically, this area is a kill box. And these areas are kind of like... anytime I'm going through this area, I feel like I'm exposed because people popping out of that doorway can kill you really fast on these stairs. And people across the way can get you, people up there can get you. Like, this area is really dangerous. So I can understand that they basically seem to have told it to not respawn people in this area. The weird thing, though, is that there are no spawn points in this area to use. Oh, here they are. Here they are. So you can respawn here, but only if you have to. So that's like a priority thing. They want you to respawn in one of the end bases or potentially in the middle. I didn't see this one. I completely missed it whenever we were looking for them earlier. So they're way up here in the ceiling. Let's see if there's any more. Here's a middle one. This one's all for the center of the map, -16, so you're even less likely to spawn within this box in the middle. So they really want you to spawn in those bases, but -16 and -8 seems to be what they're going for. -8. And then they straight up just turn off enemy teams spawning in your base. Okay. So that's interesting. I think then my spawners, I think I might need to adjust them a little bit. I'm going to read what y'all say. Since the bot may, go into the archives and look for all the cameras and switch from each one. If the names are wrong, then I don't know. That's actually true. That was like, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I was thinking, that's a great idea. And then, no, you're right. If the cameras are wrong, this isn't going to work. If the names are wrong, I mean, equipment launchers, map intros. There we go. Some of them are spawn point respawn 2, map intro 14, winning team outro. That would actually be its real name. So if I click on this and I press down the right joystick. No, wait, I have to select it with the box. Press down the right joystick. What? What the hell? Did it deselect? Okay, how do you... Okay. Right joystick. What? It's deselecting it. There we go. Okay, so it's somewhere in... Oh, that's the one. Okay, that's the one that I had found. Jesus, why are the folders all open again? What the heck? Oh, no, they're not. Okay, so not this one, this one. And it deselected again. Okay, we're gonna go... Oh. There's something wrong with this camera. It appears to be broken. Whenever I leave, it deselects it. Whenever I go to the other window, it doesn't... Is it object properties window? It has nothing, which implies that it's deselected as well. So we're gonna go to this one. That one is right here. Okay. Interesting. Do they not do panning cameras in this one? Because... Now what is it doing? Okay, there we go. Because, let's see, top, enable, scale with a light range, interesting. With the OBB, see, rate is 1, animation type none, square, why is it, this looks like a light. Shadow distance, this is definitely a light. Okay, so this is still a light. Wait, this is just a light. Why did it select this? This isn't a camera. Oh my god. It completely whatever the thing renamed them also partially seems to have messed up their map objects. Yeah, this is an actual spawn point in this folder. Okay, it messed up all their folders too. This is a great example, 343. Great example map. Thanks for showing me how it's done. Okay. Let's see. I found intro cameras in there somewhere on the sides, maybe. Yeah, if I can just remember how the map actually does its intro. Clearly not gonna be on this side of the map because it isn't in the same place on this side. So this one. Okay, so we've got this one. Does the camera pan around here? Because if it does, then it could be really far away. Let's see. No. No, lights, sounds, lights and sounds. No camera. No action, as they say. Is that a reflection volume, by the way? Yeah, looks like it. Cool. Anyway, so here's the deal. This one's could be an example if it works, but it doesn't appear to be looking like an actual camera object. Like, you see this? Oh, I could hit select all. That would be interesting. It's like object name is camera, and it's clearly a camera whenever you look at it, but it's fixed. It's fixed and stuff like that, but it doesn't. None of this makes sense for what a camera actually is. Let me place a camera really quick so I can show you what I mean. Not gameplay. What is it? Gameplay? Actually, match flow, team intro camera. There you go. Okay, because that's just a regular camera. Where is the? Wait, what? Is there an object just called camera? Because I'm thinking about the team intro camera. Is there actually an object that just is called camera? I've never seen that before. Control, select all. Oh gee, you're right. What the hell? Yeah. Like... this object doesn't behave like a camera. Here's a real camera. Here's what it looks like in here. You've got like... gameplay labels spawning, respawn... wait. Oh yeah, here we go. Advanced properties. You got your sequence order, your camera blend, blend time. This is an intro camera, and this is what I thought that other camera was, where you can do custom and start. So basically, if you do custom, I think it's the sequence will go from one to the next. Basically, if you go to start, map intro camera is what you are looking for. That is strange. Yeah, it's in spawning, I believe. Okay, so camera's in spawning. Okay. Oh, wait, did I make... oh, player spawning, okay. Spawn point, spawn volume. Okay, hold on. Okay, definitely not audio. Equipment, probably not. Game modes. I don't see camera in there. Nav-mesh, wouldn't use a camera. Sandbox, no cameras. Scripting, maybe? No. Teleporters, no. Vehicles, no, of course not. Volumes. Weapons, spawners, weapons. Okay, so maybe it's not in gameplay? Seems weird. Is it? No, it won't be in props. That would be an actual... that would look like a camera, right? Sports, summertime, toys. Yeah, no, that's just the dolls. Maybe in... I don't think it was in lights, but maybe. Nope. Wait, maybe generic light objects. Let's see. Lights. No, okay. I was thinking that if you wanted to project an image of the map somewhere else on the map, then that'd be a light anyway, because the lights are the things that project. Anyway. Halo 5 had way better options for cameras, as you can set pan and focus. Yeah. Okay, so wait. Okay, I'm falling behind. Lol, is that a D20 I hear? It wasn't. I think that was just some chips, but I could roll a D20. I have plenty of D20s. Fact. I have Die Hard dice, which are like the best dice you can get. Their metal dice are the best. Okay, let's see. Match flow. Halo 5 had way better options. Okay, so we're gonna check match flow. Where was that? That was in game flow, right? Gameplay, right? Match flow, yeah. That would be map intro camera. So yeah, there isn't just a basic camera object that has no properties in it like that. Like this one over here. This object, this camera 2, is an object that doesn't exist in the game anymore, but for some reason still exists in this map, and theoretically still functions because the map works. So they probably left legacy code in there for that camera and rebuilt new code for this camera to make the camera pan properly for end users who, would have a harder time. They might have hand scripted that other camera to move in the actual file for all we know. But like, actually, that would make sense. I don't see a weld point over there, but if this camera has some kind of like special code to target an object and then rotate around that, pan around that object, then they might have set it up to do that, and like it pans this way as their intro camera, and that might be an old way that they used to like legacy code from earlier on. Because that's how I would do it if I were to make like a Unity, you know, I was making a Unity first-person shooter, but I wasn't making the multiplayer or anything like that yet. But if I was to do that, making multiplayer, and I wanted to make an intro camera, I would totally just attach it to an object in the center of the map, and then rotate that object, like an invisible object. Oh, nah, it does. It's just hidden, I'm pretty sure. I'll keep looking. Oh, it does have it? Okay. Match flow under gameplay. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, nice about the camera, about the dice. Yes, I saw that. Yeah. And I've got like 3 sets of them because and they're expensive. They're like $60 a set. But I wanted balanced dice, and metal dice are the best one to get for balanced dice because if there's a little bit of an issue on like the surface, the percentage, like the amount of weight that is compared to the total weight of the die is so minute that it won't throw off the die's roll. But if it's a plastic one, it could easily do that, especially because plastic doesn't set properly. But yeah, anyway, it looks like this camera, yeah, I don't know what's going on with their cameras. That's messed up. That's weird. I don't know what's going on in here. It looks like my theory is that they have this camera as a legacy camera. It doesn't work. That doesn't do anything because even selecting it, there's no options to do with it. There's nothing to do with this thing. It might be in a folder somewhere, but like I have the intro camera. I mean, is this how you're supposed to take... No, you take actual screenshots of the map to make the screenshot for your map. So it can't even be that. Like, in, I think, Halo 2 Anniversary, you, and Halo 4 or something like that, like, to make the screenshot for your map or something, I think it was for that, maybe it was Halo 5, you'd set up a camera, and that would be the camera that snapshotted your map, and set that as your image for your file, for your map file. But in this one, you just go onto an Xbox and you screenshot with the Xbox's screenshot option, and and then you can set any image you can set anywhere in the map as your thing. Man, that's some clipping. Come on, man. You know you can just like flip it around and scale it just a hair. Oh, they want that to be poking through. It still is clipping though, which means they didn't poke it through quite enough. Anyway, they could, you know, if you adjust it to the you scale it, and you scale it to the scaling snap to 1 instead of what I was just doing, where I just completely messed it up, and you just, you know, you can poke it through, and then it doesn't have any clipping. Of course, I messed it up, but it doesn't matter. I also fixed the side I was trying to fix. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, I'll catch you later if you're still around and haven't left yet. But yeah, anyway, let's see. So I was saying that to Michael. I don't see anything else here to look at, and I bet you it's done making my backup version of the map. I can get back into Waterworks now. Okay, so now we knew that. I guess we'll go see what's up with that. Latest version, yes, it created a backup. There's one more newer version than the version that it saved off last time. And now it's gonna load into that one. Oh, I didn't mean everyone to leave. I was just saying goodbye to Michael. It looks like you're down to 1 person. Looks like everybody else headed out. Well, I don't know. Back to Waterworks. Done observing, studying Argyle. Yeah. Gaming. Yes. I wonder if people would watch me more if I just played the game, because there aren't a lot of people streaming Halo Infinite anymore. I think, I'm not certain, but I think it's gone down a lot. If I just streamed playing, it would be interesting in one way because pretty good at the game, but I don't have a rank, because ever since the rank reset, the most recent one, they reset it like 4 times or something like that. I think they're going to reset it with every season or something. I don't know, maybe they're not. But ever since the rank reset, I haven't gone back in there and gotten a rank yet. And so maybe an idea of... yeah, that's what I'm thinking is Forge only, because that's all I really wanted to do on stream. Also, like, I'm really chill, but in Halo matchmaking, I can get frustrated and rage out a little bit. Not really, but it's like my pawpaw, for example. He was super chill all the time, really nice. But whenever he drove, it was... Oh, the lights are all messed up. Let me build it out so they all adjust themselves back to where they're supposed to be. Oh, that fusion coil just fell as soon as what is happening? Okay, there we go. Yeah, but whenever he was driving, he'd get like the worst road rage just because people were constantly, like, whenever he cut him off or like anything like that, it would just like piss him off. People, basically unsafe drivers pissed him off. It was like if you cut him off and he was dangerous, then he'd be pissed. He'd start raging at the thing. And I do the exact same thing in Halo. Okay, so that one just fell over this time. It didn't appear to... That's weird. It's really weird. I don't know why they're falling over. I guess they're hovering above an uneven rock, and that's why they're falling over. And that might make sense. Maybe I'll make a little player blocker that's just subtle enough to keep that thing upright, and not affect a player's actual movement. By the way, I don't think... I mean, here are my cameras. I'll just show you how I have them set up. It's set up right here as a neutral... Wait, why are these cameras... Okay, so maybe there is a game object somewhere. It's gotta be. Because this one is a basic camera. Yeah, so they must be right. And this is also a basic camera. Okay, it's gotta be in a folder somewhere. I mean, it's gotta be in an item... an area somewhere to exist here. Okay, so I appear to have all of my spawn zones set up how I had them whenever it needed to make the backup. Let me bring this down so it's a little more visible. Let's see. But yeah, matchmaking can be balls. I think that I don't know. I think that Halo is always more fun to play than to watch anyway. Like, that's been my opinion forever. So I don't know that it would ever be something that will really take off in as far as like streaming is concerned with gameplay. Like, obviously the tournaments, competitive, would be something that people want to see, but they wouldn't want to necessarily see. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see. Let's see. Just because I get bored of that. But I don't watch people play football either, so that seems boring as hell to me. Okay, I think it's actually over here. I think I went the wrong direction. Must be this corner. Yeah, there it is. I see it. I need to move these to a folder so I can just select them from far away. Okay, so these are all the ones that are correct. I know. I see you guys. I see you waving at me. Don't worry. I'm gonna have to come feed you guys soon. Let's see. Where is respawn? Spawn point? That's spawn points. Initial spawns. I don't know, do they usually put this in the spawn points? I think they do, don't they? Spawn zones. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and select all of the spawn volumes while we're in here. And we will fix some of them soon too. I'm gonna move these down into initial spawns is a smaller folder, so I might put it in there just because I don't know. Spawn points is so huge. No, it should go in spawn points logically. I think it makes more sense to be in spawn points. Set this as the working folder as we continue to make the spawn points, and reselect all of these out here because I want to copy them to the other side. This time I know where they are. I know I'm on the right side of the map. So apparently last time, I guess I rotated it to where the objects ended up outside of the map, and it didn't stop me. And I guess that's what caused the bug. And I think it's because whenever I duplicated them, what I want to do probably is duplicate them above themselves instead of to the side, like this. That way they are in the exact same location. And then if I rotate them snapped to 180, they will end up also broken and in a weird place and not at all right. Okay, that's weird. Like, this is really weird to me. How is this supposed to be a rotation of those objects? Doesn't make any sense. So instead I'm going to delete them, And I don't know what to do other than rotate them manually 180 degrees. A little bit at a time so that I know that it's good. Let's see. Why does my aimer look like an aimer? Isn't this not what it's supposed to look like? I've seen this a couple of times. Where, like, it'll be whatever the weapon is that I was holding last. And it doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Let's see. Duplicate. Now I was delete. And now I just select them all again. I don't know. I've got to go feed my kids. And I will sort out whatever this annoying part is because it's such a slow, boring thing anyway. And I've already placed them at the beginning of the stream. So if anybody watching at this point wants to go back to the beginning and see how I placed them, you can. Adjustments need to be made. This is just how they did it in Halo Reach, and I just learned a few things in Argyle. So there are a few things I need to tweak about it, but if you watch the area about Argyle, you'll know what it is. Maybe I should just do those tweaks really quick on stream. That way it'll be on this episode. There will be an example. So this one we had it set to a negative modifier for respawn. And that was for the enemy team. But we actually don't want to do that. We want to switch back to Eagle team, switch to affects opposing team. That way all of the Eagle side base stuff is selected for Eagle team. And we want to disable spawn points on this area. And then the weight doesn't even matter at that point. We can set it back to 0. That way the enemy will not spawn on this side of the map. Although, I feel like we need to make this... No, you know what? You know what? We're going to undo that. Oh, it's going to undo all of it individually? Okay. We are actually going to do this. We're going to go 16. Disable spawn points is going to be off. We're going to copy this one. We're going to duplicate this one, and you will not spawn in your enemy's base because we're going to hit disable spawn points and this here. We're going to, inside the base, we have this one. This one envelops every single spawn point in the base and slightly to outside the base, immediately around it. You will never spawn immediately inside your enemy base, but you could. I'm gonna put it sort of inside of that one so that it can fully envelop that spawn point. That means that your, red team will never spawn inside the blue base. This makes it to where red team has a negative 16 weight to its respawns for all of these respawns. So the only reason they'll respawn over here is if there's like a fire team of like 4 people running through here on that's and they each add weight to these respawn points so that you respawn near them or something to that effect, then you might respawn over here. Another idea is if the enemy is swarming your side of the map to where you can't respawn inside of it, it's going to grab one outside that area, and it might grab one over near your enemy's base. You might respawn over by your enemy's base because of that. So that's how we're gonna set that up. Duplicate this. Once again, move it a little bit inside of it, and set it to. We can set the weight to 0. That way it'll be easier to identify at a glance. On and on to disable spawn points inside the base. Over here, I'm gonna set this one that affects the weight. Back to Cobra team, and then it affects enemy team. And maybe negative 16 is too much. I don't know, because it's already +8 on the opposite side of the map, so it might be too much, but I don't know how much people's eyes do. So yeah. Anyway, that's all adjusted, so now we have all in the same stream adjustments to fix it up to make it like Argyle in its respawn. There's still a little bit of Halo Reach in here, my experience from Halo Reach, which is the negative zones. And that's, I think, helpful for, if nothing else, it's going to be helpful for a big team battle map. And since it's a big team battle map, that's what I'm going to do. It also might help prevent people from spawning outside the map and falling to their death, but that's what the point of these are, and these are going to be neutral and prevent. I'm not affects opposing team. It's got to be off. Neutral. It's got to be neutral. Doesn't need to be affect opposing team. I need to probably select all of these out here to do that, to make sure I don't have any of them saying that. And that will be that. I think, okay, so that, okay. I'm using the mouse. There. That's much better. That's not what I wanted. Okay, just deselected them all. But this is what I want to do. Mouse, box select, get all of them. And then go over here. And then mouse, box select. There we go. That is one of the ways. Oh wow! Now the controller is not wanting to open the menu. Oh, I'm in move. Somehow I got into move. There we go. Now it's letting me. Okay. So if X opposing team is going to be off. There we go. So yeah. The disable spawn points is here. Weight is 128. That's not even necessary anymore. X initial spawns. We actually want to be negative 128 anyway. So yeah. All of these spawn points that are out here are going to prevent people from spawning out here and falling to their death, hopefully. And yeah, that should help. I'm gonna fill it out more in the outside, but it looks like it's being really tedious and annoying because there's such large objects that I can't rotate them all without it breaking. And I'll put some more. I'm gonna put some above the map and have it envelop the airspace of the map because there are no spawn points in the airspace anyway. So, and I don't want you to spawn above the map and land on the rocks. And I'm going to put one below the map and do the exact same thing and keep it just below the bottom of the terrain and have you not respawn down there and have it go all the way to the ground. And that will be how I'm going to set up the rest of it without you having to actually see me do it, because that would be boring at the moment and I'm about to have to sign out anyway. But yeah, so there we go. That's what we're doing. We got spawn points today. I moved a few, I believe I moved a few game objective markers and set a few things for King of the Hill up. Deleted the strongholds ones because we didn't have strongholds in Big Team Battle. Yeah, I still need to place a few more of these King of the Hill zones. I'm wondering where I should put them actually, because I'm thinking, like, I've got some here, and then one down here, and one up here. And then I was thinking about putting one inside of here, like down here, and then and then the opposite side of the map as well. But that would mean they're all in a straight line in the middle of the map, and I don't know if I like that. Just aesthetically, I feel like it would be weird in a match to just have them all appear in a line like that. And instead, I'm thinking about putting one right here, so that it's like when this hill appears, this is whenever you know, one team is winning. You know what I mean? And you get lucky that the hill is near the losing team's match, so they can have a comeback. Or maybe back here, because this is literally a hill. But I'm thinking like right here. This looks pretty cool because then one team could spawn in over here and attack it from the bridge, and the other team can come in their vehicles. And it would actually end up, they'd be rushing in as fast as they could, so they'd end up coming in their vehicles. And whenever they do, they'd end up, you know, facing off against a rocket launcher from the teleporter. And since it's since you switch sides all the time in King of the Hill, that won't be a big deal. Because which team is advantaged, it will change. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I could just do that right now. About 2 seconds to do it. At least to move one of them. So just put it over here. And I made these a prefab so I can hit them to the ground, because the hill zones just dig into the ground, just disappear into the dirt. Okay, so like right around there. Actually, you know what? You know what? I need to put it like here. I need to have it come up over here behind this stalagmite. Or maybe up on this part. Because then they can have at least a little bit of cover from the teleporter, so it's not overly, like, too powerful. Yeah. I think it needs to be over here, though, because this is too close to the base. So I think it needs to be, like, right here. And, like, I would just put it up here, but that's even closer to that one. I don't know. Anyway. Point is, I can look where they are in Halo 2. It's just that the game mode works differently in Halo Infinite, so that's something you definitely don't want to necessarily do one-to-one. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling on, and like I said, I need to go feed the kids. I need to go. I'll catch you guys later. See you guys next time. Oh, right, there's a pop-up on this one. It doesn't just sign out. I can't just say see you guys next time and hit stop. I have to hit stop, have this pop-up appear. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop, and you will no longer be live. And then